Hi traders, I just want to run through a couple of things I've done today. Talked about this one was done actually in the room, and this is a 15-minute pound, and you can see I've shorted about here, about 323, 325, something like that, and got 190 pips off of that. Trailed my stop down, and then once we start getting to this level here, which was a key level, started to, well, I was scaling in and scaling out, so took a tiny position up here, then started adding to it on these sell signals over here, and then started taking some off down at 213, trailed the stop, and then let it stop me out around about the 135, 140 area down here, and the low was 130. Right, so nice trade. You can see we came through the 127 extension, didn't quite get to the 161 extension. And then on the DAX, I said in the room I was shorting the highs, in the Skype room that is. I said in the Skype room at midday I was scalping the DAX. And the reason why I was scalping the DAX is because it's the trend. In the morning we had this push up, but then we started to struggle at this area here. So on the usual trading range that we use in scalper school, that presented a setup, and so I shorted that and got a decent move out of it. Okay, I took a little bit out of the Dow as well. That was obviously, where are we? Started to sell under this 200 EMA and took a slice out of that and then left it. Okay, but we are still drifting lower. Obviously we've hit, you can see I've marked up some support, but that could, there's an hour and a half or more, hour and 40 minutes left of trading. This could still so easily just drift lower still. Alright, so the trend was down, and so the shorts were worth doing. So where does that leave us on the daily chart? On this one, well, like I said, still an hour and a half to go on this one. We are just sitting on this area here. So if we close lower, we've still got plenty of scope to just keep rolling over. And in the video we talked about the weekend, we talked about this. This was a level I was interested in the weekend. Obviously we've broken higher, and but we are at the moment not holding, but obviously plenty of time for that to change. So I would just keep shorting the highs. If we end up with a bar like this, for example, I would just keep shorting highs. I'd try and get short up here again. Sorry, here. And here is 200. So when it bounced into 150, 200, I was still short to see if we can just roll over and come back down to these levels here. This market does not look safe. Same for the DAX. So tomorrow I would mark off the DAX, see if we get up to 640, 650 again, and start shorting again to see if we can break under 93. I think if we can't hold, we start breaking 93, 94, I think we're going to test 90, at which stage we could so easily just come down here and start testing these lower levels. You know, this is not, this is a very bearish chart. And let's have a look at what the pound US looks like now. So if we look at this 4-hour chart, it's a pretty straight move, isn't it? So what all the highs have just been selling into, and today we saw an exhaustion move. They just capitulated and sold into that. So now we need to see if we get a pullback to 240, 250 for another leg down. On previous situations like this, when we've had a severe drop, we've drifted into this area and then got the next leg down. So if we could just drift into that, we could potentially get another leg down. The daily chart is closing under the 127 extension, so we could keep coming. There's no sign of that holding at all. Like I said, so any pullback into 240, 250 is still to be sold into to see if that can get further. The euro is a different story. I got a minor stop out on this one. Just tested a short and it didn't work. So this is quite clearly holding up. This is a decent apex, so whichever way we come out, close above 110, we could steam up much higher and recover up here. If we break this low, obviously we're going to tumble down, start retesting and start winding our way down. Okay, so that's a really tough call. That's a very tough call. That is a sideways chart that is getting rocked around and doesn't have any clear direction. Pity I missed out on this one. I was shorting this last week, got some money out of it last week, but this was quite a decent push. You can see the nice and clear channel. I was shorting up here, but took it off as Friday still held up, and then into this week we have wound down. Would I still short that? Yeah, 206.50. I see 206.50. I would 206.50. I would short that. That is actually no. I take that back. There's too much support. It's one of these situations where it's worth doing a sort of half-size position. I say half-size because we have got so much support underneath it. The risk reward is poor. And so that's all I've got for you. Okay, the Dow's just had a very nice push up and it's got sold into. This is not a happy chart. All right, see you in the room tomorrow.